woman, bless her, has got a learning disability. And she was really, really excited. You know, we've been rehearsing as best we can, COVID allowing, over the last couple of months. And she was really excited because her mum was coming to watch her. And she just got engaged. And she got engaged to Paul, who, bless him, has got Down syndrome. And his mum came. And it was just marvellous. She sang this solo, you know. And the song was, only, 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 only when it's dark enough, when it's dark, only when it's dark enough can you see the light. And she sung it as only she could sing it. And I was watching the audience, the jaws just opening, you know, it was a jaw-dropping moment. And then we all came in. There's about 12 of us in the group, and we are singing and backing her and stuff. And there's a moment at the end when she needs to come in on cue. And she has to hit this note, the light, when she sings the light. And you know what? She nailed it. She absolutely nailed it. And I watched it. Mum's crying her eyes out. I'm welling up now just thinking about it. And then everyone's clapping. And spontaneously, all of us in the group, we all just started shouting her name, Lauren, Lauren, Lauren. And she was, oh God, if you'd have seen the joy in her face. It was one of those, what I call a moment in time. You know, as John Mayne said, transforming the ordinary. It's love. It's an aspect of love, isn't it? And to give people who normally haven't got a voice. To bring people from the margins, bring them into the fold. To help people who feel estranged or apart from the mainstream communities for whatever reason. Help them to feel a part of the community. And I'm going to ask every one of you, you know, how can you do that within your own community? And as a community of meditators, how can we bring in people? You know, bring in people. Bring them in. Meditate together. Go into the silence together. Go into the stillness together. We meet each other there, don't we? Beyond our outer appearances. It no longer matters when we close our eyes if we're black or white, rich or poor, male or female, gay, straight, any of that. It doesn't matter one bit. We go beyond all of that. We meet the Christ in each other. There's another guy in the group, a guy called Harry. Bless him, he looks like a garden gnome. He's got a beard down here, his hair's all over the place. And he's had his problems over the years, it's fair to say. But he's found a voice in the group. The week before the performance, we have to have the doors open so that the fresh air can come in, and it's the northeast of England. It's cold this time of year, so he was freezing cold, and he kicked off. He wasn't happy, and he stormed out. He said, "I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back. We need a warmer room than this. I'm never coming back." So anyway, I was on to him through the week, but you've got to be careful with people like Harry, because you can, if you try too much, people back away. So you just got to get alongside of and listen and gently affirm. So I was doing my best, and I was hoping that he was going to turn up, because he was doing one of the solos. He was going to sing one of the songs from an opera, Don Giovanni. And honestly, if you see him, he's about 5 foot tall, and he's probably about 6 stone wringing wet. But when he opens his mouth, God, this voice comes out. Anyway, sure enough, he turned up like the diva he is. And again, he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. And the audience, they're looking at this group of misfits, and they're thinking, how the hell are they making this sound? But it happens. It's an act of love. And again, we can all include people. Pope Francis has got this synod thing, hasn't he? Where we've got to listen to each other. And he's making a particular point of listening to people on the margins. And he's got this vision of the Catholic Church being like a field hospital. Come out of the buildings, get out there where the people are. Fewer people, particularly in the Western world, are going to Mass or going to any church service on a Sunday. But it doesn't mean to say that people haven't got faith. Let's go to the people. I remember when, in the first lockdown we all went through, and the churches were shut, the doors were locked. But that didn't mean to say the church was closed. The buildings were closed. But is that the church? Or is the church where our hearts are? Where we can be in our communities? One of the groups that I run is funded through Meditatio. And it's with people who've got addiction problems, and we do the emergency stuff, but we also meditate together. And since, the lockdown, the venue that we had, we lost it, it closed. But we've been meeting at the bandstand. A bandstand, for those who don't know, is where historically people come with instruments and play music on a Sunday afternoon. So we've met in all weathers, and we've just talked. Now, a few weeks ago, to begin with, it was just me and this guy. Nobody else had turned up. And I was sitting on the actual bandstand. He was sitting on a bench. And he was just talking away to me. And then out of nowhere, this little old couple came up. It was really funny. And they came over. They thought that they'd spotted him. They didn't see me. So they thought that he was, he had some mental problems, and he was sat on the park bench talking to himself. And bless them, they'd come up, they'd plucked up the courage, and they'd come up, and they said, "Excuse me, sir, we saw you talking, are you okay?" And then they saw me, and they realised that he wasn't talking to himself on the bench. And fair play, the guy played along with it, and he said, "Oh, well, thanks for asking. I do talk to myself sometimes, but I can assure you I'm not talking to myself now." And we all laughed together. And again, it was a moment in time. Two people had plucked up the courage to extend love to someone who they thought was in trouble. And it was sweet. And we all laughed and joked and all the rest, and off they went. And, you know, when the others came, we all talked about it, we all laughed again. And life has been pretty hard for a lot of people over these past 2 years. So I think any moment where we can lighten the situation and laugh together, we should never forget to laugh and the importance of laughter. And to look for moments where we can shine, where we can share, where we can sparkle, where we can shine our lights brightly. Whatever our gifts are, we've all got gifts. All of us, every single one of us gathered this morning. We're all unique personifications of the light. And the light can work through ourselves and express through us in accordance with our own gifts and talents. So let's be prepared to share them. One of the tasks I've been given by the Diocese of Middlesbrough is to listen to the voices of those on the margins as part of the synodal preparation, you know, that Pope Francis has asked for. And it's been very interesting because there's a lot of people who have become disaffected by the institutional church for different reasons. But when I've reflected on all these voices I've listened to, and when I've fed back to the bishop, people want to feel included. And a lot of people who don't go to Mass now don't feel a sense of belonging, don't feel welcomed. There's nobody there when they walk in and smiling at them. When the priest comes on the altar, he doesn't say, even to start the Mass, good morning, how are you doing? Or what's the weather like today? Or whatever. Just human touch. People want to feel included. And this is reminding me, about 10 years ago, I did a piece of work for the local adult drug and alcohol commissioning team. And it was about, why do people stay in treatment? And why do people drop out of treatment? Now in Middlesbrough, the average age of a person dying of heroin abuse is 38, which is a medieval life expectancy. Now, the work that we did, the interviews I did with people, why do people stay in treatment? Why do, when they've got a drug dealer over the road from where they live, why do they bother bypassing the drug dealer and come to the treatment service? Well, the research showed that if somebody within the service believed in that person, if that person felt that somebody believed in them, they'd be prepared to bypass the drug dealer. Even when they missed the bus, they'd still come because they felt that there was somebody there. It might have been a key worker, it might have been a receptionist, but somebody there believed in them. And one of the phrases I heard a lot was, I don't know why, but you seem to believe in me before I believed in myself. We can take heart from that. We can listen to those words. because I'm hearing that again in this synodal process. Different voices, same message. Now, when I interviewed the people and went door knocking at the people who dropped out of treatment, you know what I heard? They felt that somebody in the treatment service despised them, or didn't like them, or didn't believe in them. And when they had the choice, if they'd missed the bus or the bus didn't come, and they knew that when they got there, they were going to be spoken down to, they were going to be told off, or whatever it was, they just wouldn't bother. They'd just go over the road where the drug dealer was. So what does that say to us? It's all about love again, isn't it? It's another facet, another aspect of love. How do we speak to people? Do we believe in a person in spite of the appearance? Can we help a person to feel a sense of belonging, to feel a sense of worth? Can we lift a person up in spite of damage from the past? Can we lift that person up? Because if we can help a person to rise up in thought, their actions will be better. When they're down here, when they're down in the gutter, if you like, when the thoughts are so low, they'll attract negative things in their lives. It goes with the territory, violence and all the rest of it. Help a person to believe in themselves, raise them up. And what goes out from us at this higher vibration comes back to us. We start to make better life choices. That's what every master has ever done with his disciples, including Jesus. And that's there for us now. Every time we meditate, we attune to a higher vibration. Every time we say our mantra, we attune to that higher vibration. And accordingly, our lives will change. Now I'm going to finish with a piece of music. So, all that matters is how we love. This music, just close your eyes and listen to it. This was written by a woman who lost her husband. He died of cancer. Then she went through a cancer journey. Then she went through a period where she lost the ability to write music, and music was a life. And she went through all these tragedies, and come the end of it, she wrote this piece of music. These were her insights, and we'll all interpret these lyrics in accordance with our own life journeys. So just sit back and relax. Just bear with me as I turn it on.
Life has taught me this, every day is new, and if anything is true, all that matters when we're through is how we love. Faced with what we lack, some things fall apart, but from the ashes new dreams start. All that matters to the heart is how we love. How we love. From the smallest act of kindness In spite of our mistakes, chances come again. If we lose or if we win, all that matters in the end is how we love. How we love, how we love. I will not forget your kindness when I need it so much. Sometimes we forget, trying to be so strong in this world of right and wrong. All that matters when we're gone. All that mattered all along. All we have carries on. Is how we love.
Thank you, everybody. And if anyone's interested, it's Beth Nielsen Chapman. Beth Nielsen Chapman. Thank you.
Thank you. True storyteller that you are in the true special reflection and sharing of your life and your work with us. And on Christmas Eve, for the Christmas vigil, I listened to a homily from Newcastle Cathedral, and the celebrant based her reflection on a 4-letter word. And it wasn't the word that I would suspect many of us would think of. Might, but I don't know. The word that she chose was with. God with us. Mary was with child. Joseph stayed with Mary when he found her to be with child. Mary went to be with Elizabeth, and so on and so forth. The thread continued. But throughout your sharing, I jotted down some of the 4-letter words that you used and shared with us, Terry. Life can be hard. Look, gifts, sing, live, talk, feel, stay, love, of course, come, give, lift, and so on and so forth. These were just a few. But Terry, I suspect that all the people that you come in contact with through your work, through your life, really know that you are with them. So thank you for your sharing this morning with us. And now I would like to thank Patrick and Hilda for the way that they led us in prayers, and we will come back to them. On behalf of Father Lawrence and the Oblate Council, I would just like to thank those that are behind the scenes, work behind the scenes so faithfully for us to be able to gather each Monday morning at Benedict's Well, or evening or afternoon, whatever time, just that we gather together to be with one another. So Alan, Julia and Mary, who look after the technical aspect of the things. Dear JM as our point of contact. And it's good to see JM with us here this morning, because we have been praying for her as she was not able to be with us last week. And we have Margaret Comerford, who sources the speakers for us. And indeed, all the participants who gather here with us each Monday morning to make this such a special time and such a strong vision of what our community is all about. So yes, wonderful way to end off the year, to round off the year, should I say. And of course, the members of the Oblate Council that are able to be here with us as our welcomers, Janet, Stefan, Judy and Paul, and Tina, because of the time difference in Brazil, she's not able to be with us. But we all send you our best wishes and love, and may the sense of our being together and making this journey together be what carries us forward and through the coming year. And so I invite Patrick and Hilda to lead us in our closing prayers. Thank you.
May the divine assistance remain always with us.
And with our absent brothers and sisters. Amen.
It just leaves me to thank everybody for joining us today for this wonderful experience, and to wish you a continuing happy Christmas for the rest of the Christmas season and a blessed new year. Thank you all very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
God bless you all.
Blessed Christmas and
Bless.
Merry
Stay
Christmas.
safe.
Thank you, Terry. Beautiful.
Thank you, Terry. It was
Thank you,
wonderful.
Terry.
And a Happy New Year.
Thank you.